The psychological reconstruction of Iran, from authoritarianism to a democratic culture. Article 2, Part 1. Freedom of thought, conscience, and religion, liberating the mind from ideological rule. One of the deepest wounds the Islamic Republic has inflicted on Iranian society is turning belief and faith into instruments of political power. The state did not merely govern institutions and regulate public behavior, it also sought to control the most private realms of the human mind and conscience. Clothing, worship, personal relationships, speech, and even the right to question or doubt became subjects of surveillance, judgment, and punishment. In such a system, the line between faith, obedience, and political loyalty disappears. A good citizen is defined not by integrity or respect for others, but by loyalty to the official ideology. This worldview divides society into believers and non-believers, insiders and outsiders. Over time, these divisions spread from state institutions into families, schools, workplaces, and everyday life. Many people conceal their true beliefs to continue their education, keep their jobs, or remain safe. Others adopt a religious identity that does not reflect their inner convictions, while some are denied fundamental rights solely because of their faith. In a future Iran, freedom of thought, conscience, and religion is therefore not merely a legal principle, it is a foundation for the psychological healing of a society that has lived for decades under coercion, fear, pretense, and discrimination. Freedom of conscience means that every individual has the right to reflect on life's most fundamental questions without pressure from the state, religious institutions, family, or the majority. Questions about God, religion, morality, the meaning of life, death, and personal responsibility belong to the individual alone. No government has the authority to determine what another person must believe. Actions that directly harm others may be restricted by law, but thought, faith, doubt, and conscience can never belong to the state. Article 18 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights recognizes the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. This includes the freedom to have or reject a religion, adopt or change one's beliefs, and express them individually or collectively in public or private. This principle protects not only religious believers, but also those who leave a religion, change their faith, criticize religion, or hold no religious belief at all. Freedom of conscience means that no government has the right to define a person's ideological identity. When embraced freely, religious faith can provide meaning, hope, moral guidance, and inner peace. But once faith becomes an instrument of political power, its nature changes. Religious coercion rarely creates a more devout society. Instead, it often produces hypocrisy, unhealthy guilt, hidden resentment, and alienation from spirituality. People may outwardly practice religion while inwardly feeling estranged from it. A government that turns worship, dress, or religious rituals into tools of control damages the individual's authentic relationship with faith. People can no longer distinguish whether their actions arise from personal conviction or fear of punishment and exclusion. Over time, this creates a divided self, one identity displayed in public and another preserved in private. The growing gap between the authentic and the public self leads to anxiety, emotional exhaustion, loss of authenticity, and declining trust in others. When everyone must hide part of who they are, society itself loses the capacity for trust. Religious discrimination is another lasting scar. Baha'is, Christian converts, Sufis, Sunni Muslims, atheists, and even Shia Muslims who rejected the state's official interpretation have faced exclusion, detention, and denial of educational or professional opportunities. Discrimination does more than remove rights. It sends a powerful message that some citizens are worth less than others. Repeated over time, that message undermines belonging, self-esteem, and psychological security. When children learn that their family's beliefs must remain hidden, or young people discover that their parents' religion limits their future, discrimination becomes part of their psychological identity. Shame, anger, mistrust, and social isolation may persist across generations. A democratic society must therefore heal these wounds, not only through legal reform, but also by recognizing victims, restoring lost rights, and creating genuine equality. Freedom of thought and conscience becomes real only when no one has to hide who they are in order to study, work, live safely, or build a future. Iran's reconstruction begins by recognizing one simple principle: the human mind and conscience belong neither to the state, nor to the majority, nor to any religious institution. A society that respects this inner freedom will be not only more just, but also psychologically healthier and better prepared to build a lasting democratic culture. Mahmoud Ashkanian, neuropsychiatrist, PhD.